Hey everybody, it's another episode of Stadium Sessions, and I hope everybody's doing all right on this Wednesday morning. And Amelia, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good deal. Well, coming up on today's show, we're going to talk about that Indy car crash that happened over the weekend in Houston, Texas. And we're also going to talk a little baseball and check up and see how the St. Louis Cardinals are doing so far in the postseason.
Go Cards.
Have you been watching a lot of that, Amelia?
I haven't, but, I watched a couple games. I watched that first one on Thursday, I think it was. But, I mean, my parents watch it and my brother does, so I keep informed with them.
So a little bit of family time. Do you watch it with your family?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you're not working?
When I'm not here.
Producing the shows?
Or working.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what's on tap today for Stadium Sessions. So stick around after the break. We'll start with that Indy car crash. So we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Stadium Sessions. It's Crowder's sports podcast show here on the Crowder College campus. And let's start with a little IndyCar racing. Over the weekend, Will Powers won the race in Houston, Texas. But it didn't come without incident that Dario Franchitti crashed Sunday during the final lap of the race after colliding with Takuma Sato in the Turn 5 catch fence. And of course, Franchitti's car did go airborne and was caught up in the catch fence. And unfortunately, there were fans sitting in that area of the wreck. 13 people, including Dario Franchitti, were taken to the hospital. And Dario was diagnosed for a concussion, a fractured right ankle, and a fractured vertebrae. So, of course, we're keeping our thoughts and prayers with those 13 fans and Dario Franchitti. It was actually in the news today that Dario would remain in a Houston hospital and he's going to later return to Indianapolis to recover a lot more. So it's really unaware if Franchitti will be racing the rest of the season. Those injuries do sound pretty severe for Franchitti, but it's just something that we'd have to stop and keep our eye on, and we just hope for the best. And of course, Will Powers did win that race on Sunday in Houston, and this whole wreck, it comes right 2 years after that devastating crash in Las Vegas that killed Dan Weldon. So, and this wreck that Dario Franchitti was in this past Sunday really resembled that wreck of Dan Weldon. So we're just really glad that the outcome of, even though a lot of fans and Franchitti had to go to the hospital, it could have been a lot worse. So we're, of course, thinking about those fans and Dario as they recover, and hopefully Franchitti will be back to racing in the IndyCar Series before too long. So, well, coming up, we'll talk a little baseball. It's St. Louis Cardinals, so stick around. There's more Stadium Sessions after the break. And welcome back to Stadium Sessions. Let's talk a couple of topics here. We'll talk some St. Louis Cardinal baseball, and then we'll jump on over to Crowder Sports and update you on some of the upcoming events for Crowder Athletics. But first, let's talk a little bit of St. Louis Cardinals. Amelia, are you ready for this segment?
I am. Go Cards! Woohoo!
Well, anyway, they're going to be hosting Game 5 tonight at 7 p.m. against the Pirates on TBS. In the National League Division Series Game 5. And this is basically do or die for the Cardinals. This is going to be deciding whether or not they will play in future postseason for the remainder of the season. They did win their game Monday 2-1 in Game 4. And the series is now tied 2-2 with the Pirates. So it should be a really good game. Mm-hmm. And here's a quote from Adam Wainwright. Throughout my whole life, I've wanted to be in the pressure moments. So this is going to be pretty pressuring for him tonight. So
yeah, he pitches tonight, which I'm glad he does. I mean, he's one of our best pitchers. So I'm excited. It's going to be a crazy game. I hope they pull through. I hope it's close, though, because, that's always fun.
Just imagine if St. Louis goes to the postseason, or they go to the World Series, and a game happens on Halloween night. You can imagine what's going to be happening here at Crowder.
Oh, man.
There's supposed to be a Halloween dance that night.
Yeah.
I'm sure no one's going to be dancing. It's probably all going to be, eyes are probably going to be glued to that TV out there in the student center.
Oh, no joke.
And that was the case a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, speaking of Crowder College, let's talk some Crowder athletics. Basketball will be traveling to Springfield on Saturday, I apologize, October 12th to take part in a scrimmage up there. Soccer will be hosting their final home game of the season on Saturday as well against East Central. The game, I believe, starts at 2 o'clock, and it's here at Crowder Neosho. Softball will be traveling to Springfield on Friday, October 11th at Drury University for a scrimmage. They're going to be turning around, coming home, and then on that Sunday, October 13th, they're going to be heading out to Cape Girardeau to Southeast Missouri State University. So a lot of traveling for that team in the coming days. And baseball, there's going to be a lot going on at Rough Rider Baseball Field this weekend as the Rough Riders are hosting the Alumni Weekend. They're going to have a game on Friday and Saturday, or I believe just Saturday. I'm not really sure about that, but it's going to be an alumni game. They're going to have a picnic or a banquet, I apologize, and a golf tournament for the baseball alumni. So it should be some good times with Coach Lallemond. And so, all right. Well, coming up next, we'll wrap up the show, so stick around. There's more stadium sessions coming up after the break. And welcome back to Stadium Sessions. We're wrapping up the show, and Amelia's going to be watching her St. Louis Cardinals this weekend, and I'm going to be watching my NASCAR and Arkansas Razorbacks.
I'm going to be watching my St. Louis Cardinals tonight at 7. Yep.
Well, hopefully you'll be watching them this weekend too, won't you?
Yeah. I don't know what the plan is like after they win tonight, and where they go from here.
Okay.
But they're going to win tonight, I hope. Fingers crossed.
Well, anyway, we've been talking a little bit about having a celebrity guest appearance on our show, and we're still working on it, so do bear with us, but it should be a pretty good interview. I will give you another hint. We have given you some hints here in the past that he is a head football coach at a university, a top college university, so you don't know if it could be local, could be California, you never know, so just stick around and we'll keep you updated on that. And make sure you like us on Facebook at Crowder Central News Network. You can also follow us on Twitter at CS Newsnet and CS Sports News. That's our sports account. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that about wraps it up. Amelia, I hope you have a great week and weekend, and I hope your Cardinals make it.
I hope so too.
Farther. And I hope everyone else has a great weekend as well. And we'll see you back here next week on Stadium Sessions. So until then, all have a great weekend.